During the respiration, oxygen is utilized on the other hand, and carbon dioxide, water, energy are released as the products along with the byproducts. And this process can occur in the absence of oxygen also, and thus in a cell the breakdown of complex organic molecules can be aerobic or it can be anaerobic. And we all are familiar with this equation you have been doing in the junior classes, and we know during this process of C6H12O6 represents the glucose, and then to balance the equation 6O2, that means 6 molecules of oxygen will be used to convert this whole compound into 6 molecules of carbon dioxide and 6 molecules of water and a fixed amount of energy. Now during this process, energy released is stored in the cells in the form of energy currency, which is called as ATP. Now before we move on to the real concept of cellular respiration, there is a topic in the NCERT, that's why I thought I should also discuss in the notes with you, and that is, do plants breathe? I hope you are referring the NCERT at home side by side. So when you read this chapter, the second page itself will have this concept of do plants also breathe or not. So we need to be clear with one concept, that breathing and respiration are two different things. Breathing means exchange of gases, and in the case of the human we'll be learning this chapter. That means when we will finish the plant physiology, one more chapter is left. We'll start with the human physiology, and this year's the first chapter to study is the breathing. How do we exchange gases? So plants, the animals are basically supposed to use their muscles of their thoracic system. Thoracic means chest. So the thorax muscles are there, and there are rib cage. There is a rib cage. Rib cage is involved with the muscles. Now these muscles help in coordinated movement of the rib cage, and that causes air to come in or to go out. Now such a concept is not present in the case of plants, because plants also breathe, but their breathing mechanism is different because they are less complex when compared to human being. So do plants breathe? Then the answer should be that they also breathe, but there is no specialized organ for the gas exchange. And we all know plants have two main things. These are the holes or pores through which the plants are exchanging gases with their environment, and these holes or pores are called as stomata and lenticels. Now stomata we all are familiar with. The leaves are basically covered on their lower surfaces in the case of dicots, and on both the surfaces in the case of monocots, with either kidney shaped guard cells guarded stomata, and otherwise dumbbell shaped guard cells in the case of grasses, in the case of monocots. So these kidney shape or dumbbell shape, whatever could be the shape, these guard cells and surround a opening which is called as stomatal pore. So this pore is responsible for exchange of gases. So we all know the greatest surface area in the plants is provided by the flat surfaces called as leaves. So leaves are the main place for exchange of gases, and apart from leaves, we need to remember stomata are found on the young stems, that means green stems. As the green stem, when we say, that means the tip of the topmost portion of the branches, if you pay attention, would be still green in color. So those are the area that carry still stomata. Now as the branches starts to mature, as the green branches start turning into brown, or that means as they start maturing or becoming thicker, now stomata would be replaced by another loosely arranged space for exchange of gases, which is called as lenticels. So lenticels are present exactly at those places where stomata was once present on the green stem. I hope this point is clear to you. Lenticel topic is in your syllabus, but this year has been removed because that plant tissues topic has been removed for this year. Otherwise this topic comes in that. So now why plants do not need special or specialized organ like human needs? The respiratory system needs nostrils, and then there is a pipe system, bronchi, trachea, etc. In the case of the plant, such complex structures are not required. So there are some reasons given in the NCERT which I am discussing here. So the first reason why plants do not need specialized organ, first reason is each plant part takes care of its own exchange of gases. Reason is plant's body is very much different, complexity level is different, so there is a little transport of gases from one part to the other part. Plants, with the help of their xylem and phloem, they only conduct water and minerals through xylem and food through phloem. Plants have negligible transport of gases through these vascular tissue. That means plants have little transport of gases from one part to other part. That means each part is nicely developed to take care of its own need of exchange of gases. For example, we know roots do not depend upon leaves for exchange of gases. Roots perform their own surface exchange because roots are thin structures, and we know the main portion of the root is the root hair part. So plants have a very different way of performing exchange of gases. Every portion of their body is exchanging with the environment. So this is not something found in the case of complex animals and human also. Second part, they do not have great demand for gas exchange. The reason is the rate of exchange is far lower when we compare with the animals. So the process of exchange with the environment is very slow here, and only during photosynthesis larger volume of gases are exchanged through stomata. So plants basically perform a very slow exchange. So they do not need a circulatory type of system to perform complete exchange. Third is the distance that the gases must diffuse is not large enough even in the case of big trees. So diffusion is a slow process, but in the case of plants, diffusion distance covered is very less. So living cells are very much close to surface. We all know if you cut a stem, you will find there is a darker portion of the wood and their outer is the lighter portion. So the darker portion is dead wood, outer portion is the living wood. So living cells are always closer to the surface, so they are able to exchange gases. So leaf perform exchange through stomata, bark perform exchange through lenticel, and then there are loose packaging of the parenchyma cells which help in this exchange.